Sugarcube.
Good morning. I'm not wearing my headsets today.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, she didn't want to mess up her hair. It looks so straight, you guys, and I don't think you understand.
I feel like it looks like it has more volume.
It does.
Which I'm confused because I was in more of a hurry today than I am previous Wednesdays, yet somehow I managed to get this done where, like, usually every Wednesday my hair's, like, still half wet. So I don't know what happened.
I have no idea.
Oh, goodness.
But caffeine.
Yes, I need the caffeine. I have been saving this drink since Sunday, I think, because I usually save a bigger drink for Wednesdays because I know we record and then I want something to last longer. Oh, I haven't even sipped mine.
Yeah. Oh my God, I have not had this since last semester. That's great. I miss that. We're little caffeine addicts, you guys. It's okay.
Yeah, I tried to work on it, and now I'm back to my getting I'll have my morning drink, then I'll go get a soda, then I'll go to work.
No, the way I was craving a fountain drink yesterday and, did not go get one because I didn't want to spend money, but Jalen showed up after his class, right, his long class, with a drink from before class, and it was a cherry Coke, and I don't love cherry Coke, it's fine, I just prefer vanilla or regular Coke personally, and it was watered down, obviously, but I was oh my God, this is the best thing ever. It made my night, I was so happy.
No, sometimes you just need whatever you're craving.
And I don't know why I was craving a fountain drink so badly. Maybe it's because on Tuesdays I would get a fountain drink. While I wait for you to get off work so we can go home. But
fountain soda,
it's just different, okay?
Oh my God, I haven't had one in a while, but I know I'm going home tomorrow, and I know my mom will want to get one.
I'm going home this weekend, and my mom, every day she comes home from work, she'll call me to see if I want one. I'm yeah, and then I'll tell her which one I want.
And my mom, since usually I would be at home pretty much all day, she would be do you want me to come pick you up and then go get one? And I would be
I love that.
So then I could have a little drive and enjoy it. Yeah. Is that a weird thing that Americans do?
Maybe. I don't know. Wait, though, maybe. I feel in other countries they might not have, fountain drinks, or even if they do, they're not as big as ours.
Well, that's what I was thinking.
Our drinks are massive.
Well, and I want to know, do people in other countries use straws a lot?
No, I don't. Okay, what we should do, so you guys, today what we're going to talk about is we're going to talk about weird shit Americans do, from other perspectives, and I know a few off the top of my head, but we are going to refer
yeah, and
to
I'm
Reddit.
I'm going to have you refer to Reddit, and then I will look online.
Okay.
I found an article from Forbes, so hopefully it's good.
Do that, yeah. I'm not finding too many good ones on Reddit that I haven't already heard. But, so I went to Italy in high school, over spring break when I was a junior. For anybody who doesn't know, I don't know that I've talked about it before. But it was weird because, okay, I didn't think it was weird because I knew, stuff would be different, but, people, really react that Europe is so different than America. The main thing I think a lot of people know is, they don't tip servers. They get paid.
It's rude, isn't it?
Yeah, it's considered rude to leave extra money for your server.
Which I'm that kind of makes sense because isn't it the bosses take it as an insult that they're not paying their employees enough?
That's what I would assume, but I don't know how else you would take it.
Yeah.
In that context, you know?
Unless some people, I don't know if this is a stretch, but maybe they see it as sexualizing.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. I just think other countries pay people livable wages. More so. I'm not saying every country's perfect. I don't know enough to really make that claim, you guys. I just say things.
Mm-hmm. They let their people have health care.
Yeah. You know what? Everyone seems pretty happy. But I actually have a funny story about when I was in Italy. We went to this restaurant, right? And it was very obvious we were Americans, I guess. I mean, we were in a tourist town. So I guess it's...
When you said tourist, I was like, what do you mean a tourist?
Yeah,
town?
everyone in Florence was a tourist.
Oh my
yeah.
god, that would be kind of cool. Like, different...
All they would do
Not
is
me
nap and
thinking-
eat.
No, I'm literally thinking of, like, a futuristic book where it's, like, each world is, like, a zodiac.
Someone should write that.
Or, like, a different
No, like
element.
district. No, districts.
No, what if it's, like, a different... Every world, quote unquote, is, like, you know, like, air, fire, earth, water. And then in those, you have your different divisions or something. And it's like, oh, the Aquarians, they work at...
Oh my god, you could have a whole series
Oh,
about this. But then if you don't talk about every single sign in the first book, people are going to get so butthurt because the way I be on TikTok, and if I'm not in the first video and I have to go find the other one, I get so annoyed.
I see it as like a divergent.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
But that, like... Well,
Divergence
and
is
then,
good.
no, throughout the book, you're like, they're defined only as that, but then they grow to realize about rising signs and moon signs and other
Oh my
placements.
God,
And that's
yeah.
how, like, the world's become, like, a universe and like,
then,
connected.
like, oh my god. And then, like, say, like, an Aquarius falls in love with a Leo, and it's, like, a forbidden love.
Oh my god.
Bro.
That's so
good.
funny.
Sorry I interrupted, but you just said tourist. And
Yeah, I
my brain was
know.
like, tourist?
I'm glad you brought that back up because I didn't remember how we got there. Anyway, we were in a tourist town, so it was obvious we were Americans, and there was a bunch of other tables also eating outside, sitting there, but they brought only us a bowl of cheese balls. Like
Aw.
cheese puff balls,
Yeah.
and I was like, okay.
Wait, do you mean like fried ones or like Cheetos?
Like Cheetos, but they're just the balls.
Oh my god, that would.
No, I don't
I'm
like
American.
those. I don't. No, because they wouldn't even be as junky as it is here. Like, if I'm gonna eat that, it better be full of shit.
They're so good. I used to love Cheeto Puffs so much.
I
I don't really like regular Cheetos.
I don't like regular Cheetos. If I'm gonna eat Cheetos, it's gonna be the Cheeto Puffs, maybe. But I like the jalapeno Cheetos. They're just better, in my opinion.
Fair. If I was more into spicy stuff, I would probably like those.
I don't think they're that spicy. So if you haven't tried them,
Fair.
I like them because I like hot chip that's not too hot.
See, it might actually be good for me because you know how I am with Takis where I eat like 2 and it satisfies me because I just get spiced out. But then I'm like, I get my craving.
Yeah.
Oh my god, except I found guac Takis and shit is fire.
Really?
Yeah, they're so good. I'm probably gonna take them to crosses later.
Yeah. Something else that Americans do that are weird. A lot of things. We're weird as shit. Not using the metric system, that's weird. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like we should be.
So, oh my gosh. Okay, so according to this article, it says we eat sweets at the wrong time of day.
When are we supposed to eat them?
So, our mistake. Eating for breakfast, that would be considered dessert everywhere else. Donuts, Belgian waffles, pancakes, sugary cereal.
Oh, so that stuff.
They consider dessert.
Oh.
Which I'm like, that's
It makes
fair.
sense.
It makes sense, but like, I feel like donuts, like waffles, pancakes, and cereal, I feel like those are things that, yeah, they're sweet, but they're still kind of more, they still have like a slight savory feeling to them sometimes.
I don't know if I agree with that, and I think we might just be trying to justify this because we very strongly like breakfast food. That's interesting. I didn't know that. Well, the hotels in Italy are like fucking bullshit. Then I had shit like that. I feel
Yeah.
like.
Well, and I'm like, I thought it was more common to eat pastries and stuff
Yeah, like
there.
I thought pastries were like a thing, and in my head, like a donut's not a pastry, but it's along the same lines. And I'm gonna choose a donut because I don't like pastries. I don't want cream cheese in it. Like I don't
Mm-hmm.
want whatever gross shit they're gonna put on top of it. No offense if you like them, I'm just picky.
And then you
Um,
have me, and I'm like, yes.
yeah, like that's fine, but I don't just want to eat a piece of toast for breakfast or like what else do you eat? Like toast and yogurt, which I like both of those things. Just so we're clear, would they consider bagels a dessert? Like, because that's kind of a baked good, and a
I
lot of
feel
them
like
are
they,
sweet.
yeah, that's true.
It's, I
But
don't
then again,
know.
I guess like you can go more savory with a bagel, so they probably don't have a problem with those.
Maybe,
Or maybe their bagels aren't as common there.
maybe I don't know. I never. I
Because
did.
we don't. Sorry, I can't talk. But like, it's not usual in America that you see crepes a lot.
Yeah, I don't understand crepes. I don't know.
They don't hit that much for me. I feel like they're so thin, and I need
Yeah.
a little more like pancakey.
To be fair, I'm not even a huge pancake fan. Like,
Mm.
I will take my order is French toast, waffles,
I haven't finished.
pancakes, and crepes aren't on the ranking because no.
My order would be pancakes. I haven't. See, when I was younger, I didn't like pancakes that much, but now I love them. So my order would be pancakes, waffles, French toast, crepes. But I haven't had French toast in a while, so I'd probably change my mind.
And what I will say is if I go to IHOP, which is not often, I do get crepes. I don't know why.
I've always wanted to try them.
They're pretty good.
The
They like roll them up and I think that helps.
the one day I was gonna try them, like I was set on them, is when Lauren was supposed to take me for my birthday, but she got COVID.
Oh.
Yeah, and we still haven't gone.
Oh, that's sad. Well, let's all go.
Yeah.
We'll make a trip or something. We probably don't have time before we all leave. Oh.
No.
Yeah. But and what I was thinking about is like maybe those things we just okay, America is just a more sugary country. And like that's just how it is. Like a lot of us would not have it that way. Like I don't think we need to be as sugary as we are, and I think there's a lot of people who agree with that. But I think that might be where the push for it, like maybe if it just had less sugar, they wouldn't like care. But because of that sugar count, maybe like how much is in it, I don't know.
Then again, like with other countries, I feel like they don't have as much body image issues. Like, I feel like they
Yeah.
celebrate body positivity more than we do.
Yeah,
Or maybe I'm just stupid.
like I'm sure they like struggle, but I just think that they definitely do. The media is still a thing there.
Yeah.
And like they have like fashion week and like they have a bunch of other stuff. I'm not saying that's promoting like shaming and stuff. It's just like the thin models and everything is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
In comparison. And but I think we like in America we over sexualize everything. So like there's not I doubt there's a Hooters like esque. Hooters, Twin Peaks, like something like that. I
Yeah.
doubt that is a thing in Europe. Our advertisements are just always sexual, and I don't know how this happened when we came from Europe, but okay.
Well,
And I just don't feel like it's as bad there.
Yeah, it's like a domino effect too because you start out with the media, then food, and then like body image, dysmorphia, and stuff that like most of our society deals with. Whereas like in other countries, if they're eating healthier foods, then it's not going to be as big of a deal in magazines or TV.
Yeah, and I feel like along with what you're saying, like because we are the country that we are, I think it's more common to be ashamed when you eat healthy than when you eat junk food. And also like those I'm going back a little bit on what I said. I agree with what I just said, like that you're more likely to generally be ashamed for eating healthy food rather than junk food. But people are more common in our country, I believe, to make comments about your body based on what you're eating regardless. So, like, if you're really thin, I think you're going to be shamed for eating healthy because you don't need to, quote unquote, like you're already thin, like it's not that big of a deal. And where I feel like people who like probably have, I don't know how to say it, but like not like the tiniest of bodies, I guess.
Who are built bigger.
Yeah, like, and they just naturally have bigger bodies. Like, my best friend, she constantly, like, I just have big bones, like, and that's just why. And she does. She just has big bones.
That's true. Like, I was thinking, like, I just, like, my frame's smaller because my bones are so itty. Like, my wrists.
They're so tiny.
They're so tiny. So it's, like, bone structure plays, like, a big factor into everything.
Yeah, and there's just so many things that get disregarded because people just look at you as an object. And like I said, thin people will be judged for eating super healthy, and people who are not considered the ideal, like thin or like whatever, are going to be judged for like if they pick up fast food or if they're eating something that's fried, like anything that's considered kind of unhealthy. And I'm like, you're eating the same thing. Like,
well, and there's such a double standard because it's like if a bigger person gets McDonald's, a lot of people think like, oh, of course they're getting that. But if a thin person got McDonald's, it's like, oh my God, she can eat that and still be so thin.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh my God, they'd be like, oh my God, I'm so jealous. You can just eat anything and like be thin. And I'm like, okay, that's still rude.
Yeah.
No, so it's just insane to me how common it is. And especially in families. Like, I feel like aunts and stuff just think they can say things. And like, or your mom, like, or your grandma, like, I just feel like a lot of women, and I don't know about men.
I was about to say, not to be that person, but specifically women.
Yeah, I was like, not to be that person. Men face their own struggles, and I will be the first one to say that. Like, if you have a wrestling team at your school, like, with the guys, like, make sure they're okay. Like, they went through some shit when I was in high school.
Yeah.
And I, like, so, like, I'm not saying that they don't. And whatnot, but we are obviously speaking on our experiences and what we noticed. And I just feel like it's very common for me to have one of my girlfriends be like, yeah, my great aunt said this to me, and like I couldn't eat dinner after it, or like,
yeah,
something like that.
And that shit sticks with you.
Yeah, on holidays too. That's the most common thing. They did on holidays, but I'm being yelled at about being nice and being ungrateful, but okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
another one though is apparently in New Zealand, lemonade is equivalent to Sprite. So it's not actually like lemonade.
So the lemonade is called Sprite.
Yeah.
Is it the brand, or is that just like what they call it though?
Lemonade is just like, it tastes like Sprite.
Oh.
So they call it lemonade, but it tastes like Sprite. Whereas if you want to get lemonade that like we would drink here in America, you would call it an old-fashioned lemonade.
Oh.
I think that's cool.
Well, that's what we call lemonade at Cracker Barrel though. But we call everything old-fashioned at Cracker Barrel when I worked there. I guess I just exposed myself where I used to work. I've talked so much shit about them already, but you know what? I don't care. Anyone who worked there knows what I'm talking about. So, and I worked at one of the better ones. That's so weird.
Yeah.
I mean, like, Sprite's a lemon drink, but, like, it doesn't taste overtly lemony to me. So that's just, like, why, to me, it's weird. And, like, again, there's, like, what they call lemonade, our Sprite probably doesn't even taste the same. Because, like, they have different regulations in their country. And maybe it's just me being an American and I just assume everyone has better, like, FDA laws and stuff.
Yeah.
And, like, better regulations on, like, what they can and can't eat. But, yeah. I saw one on the internet the other day. I think it was what inspired me to suggest this topic to you. But apparently, I don't know what countries or if this is even true, but some countries don't put their eggs in the fridge.
Really?
Yeah.
That's scary.
I know, like, I just feel like they'd go bad.
Well, and I'm weird about certain stuff.
Yeah.
Like, it has to be refrigerated. Like, you know me, I'm kind of weird about bread.
Yeah, like, you put your bread in the fridge, which I've seen people do before. I've never done it. Like, I've frozen bread before to keep it good long. But...
I put bread... Yeah, my mom does that, too. She'll put it in the freezer, but I put bread in the fridge. I put my fruit in there.
Yeah. Oh, people who don't put their fruit in the fridge.
Besides, bananas.
Apples...
Excuse me, I'm so sorry.
Apples can go either way for me.
Apples... See, I used to keep them out, but now I like having them in the fridge because I like when they're a little bit chillier when I eat them.
Apples and oranges can go either way, but I also only eat mandarin oranges, just so it's clear. I don't like regular oranges.
Those sound so good.
Oh, they're so good. Me and Jalen are gonna do a big grocery store haul today, so that makes it sound like I'm gonna make a video about it. We're just getting a lot of groceries today.
Yeah.
Because Jalen keeps getting made fun of at work for bringing in ramen.
Aww.
But he ate all my soup, so there's nothing I can do. I went to get soup last week and it was gone. I was so devastated.
Yeah.
Oh, I think we're gonna go to Aldi though. Maybe Jalen. Never mind. I'll tell you later.
Okay.
I'm excited. I like grocery shopping, so I'm excited.
Too. And I'm looking forward to... So we go to Atlanta Sunday, so we'll probably go grocery shopping Sunday evening or Monday morning, and I'm like, it's gonna be fun just like for the couple of days we're there. Just to get some groceries.
Europe wouldn't have... Ooh, excuse me. Sorry. Like, plastic bags. Would they even have, like, paper bags at their grocery stores?
I don't know.
Or, like, would they all just have reusable bags? Because, like, I know, like, a lot of people probably do have reusable, but I have reusable bags.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't have enough for everything, and then I feel bad. Like,
I know.
I try to use the paper bags as much as I can, but if it's, like, a lot to carry, I have to use the other ones, and it's really annoying. I need to get a couple more of the reusable bags for sure. Which helps a lot, I feel like, for me. And they should just start implementing that. Like, Aldi, like, they don't have plastic bags.
No, they just have paper.
They don't have bags.
Oh, they don't?
You just load it into the cart again.
They used to have bags. I remember going there with my grandma.
I used to go, and they would have the boxes. And you could load everything in the boxes.
Oh my gosh, I loved loading everything.
Sam's Clubs does that now. They have the boxes at the exit.
Oh my god.
So I guess we have a few stores that don't have that type of stuff. But to be fair, Sam's Club is like bulk.
Yeah, so it makes sense.
Sam's Club, Costco, for those of you who don't know what Sam's Club is.
Honestly, I should just do that because I like getting stuff in bulk. But I'd be going... I said that weird. I'll be going to, like, Kroger.
Yeah, if you ever want to, we can go. I have a card for Sam's Club.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God, that'd be fun.
Yeah, and we haven't gone in a while. We could get toilet paper.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should do it, but maybe once we have money.
Yeah, and once we're, like, once everything's more normal and we're not, like, going home and going places and trips and whatever.
Yeah, for sure.
So.
Yeah, so that'd be interesting. Like, I don't know. I wonder if anyone would know that. Another thing I saw on Reddit earlier, PB&Js. Like, people in other countries don't eat PB&Js.
What?
Like, they don't put peanut butter and jelly together.
Is there a specific reason? Like,
they think it's gross. I don't know. Like, I just don't think it's part of their culture. I'm like, Uncrustables? Like, you don't have Uncrustables?
Oh my god, can you imagine not having Uncrustables?
That's so alarming. I kind of feel bad because I recently, like, was looking at our stats for, like, where everybody who listens to us are, and we actually have quite a few people from other countries, so I don't know if you guys are gonna even know what Uncrustables are, but they're basically, like, this bread, like, it has the peanut butter and jelly in it. Sometimes it's just Nutella. Like, they have different stuff, like peanut butter and honey is another thing, and it's just, like, enclosed, like, in the bread.
Yeah. Well, and I think it's funny because, see, I first had them because they would have them at school if you didn't get, like, the main lunch, so that would be an alternative. And like when I was younger, I loved them, and I just think it's funny how collectively everyone just loves them.
Yeah, like, no,
and now they
they're
have
just
like
good.
now they have different ones where it's like you can get grape and peanut butter, you can get plain peanut butter, you can get strawberry jelly, you can
Strawberry
get
ones are
hazelnut,
so good.
you can get peanut butter and honey, like and now they have savory ones, which I haven't tried because they have meat in them, but I'm sure they're good. Probably tastes like a Hot Pocket.
Not for me. I don't like Hot Pockets.
I used to love
Also,
those.
I'm so sorry. I just randomly do that accent sometimes because of people. No offense to anybody. I will be the first person to say I cannot do accents.
Oh my god.
I'm horrible at them.
So, this just reminded me, yesterday I was listening to a podcast, and someone who can do a great British accent is Michael Malarkey, who played Enzo.
Really?
He's not really British. Yeah, I know.
No, I just found out. I know this is so obvious, you guys. I didn't know Andrew Garfield was British. Like, I just thought he was American.
He
like,
looks American.
He looks American, first of all. And his
oh my god,
American...
Tom Holland looks American too.
Yeah, I always forget. There's some people I'm like, oh yeah, they're British, like, but like they have a good accent. But there's other people I'm like, I forgot you were British.
No, that reminds me, when I knew who Timothée Chalamet was, but hadn't watched anything of him, I thought he was foreign.
Oh, I thought you were about to tell me that man was British. I was like, no, he is not.
No,
you're kidding.
He's from New Zealand. I'm just kidding.
Oh my
He's
god.
from New York.
I was like, you're kidding. I was like, you're kidding.
That was so funny. Oh my god.
I was like, I would have sworn on my life that man was from America. So he would have like, or the States.
Baby.
The States. I also, this is a thing that Americans do. We call ourselves American. Like, considers ourselves America. Like, there's not North America and South America.
Mm-hmm.
So I always make it a point to, like, when I remember, to call us the States, like other countries. Also, that's so much cuter.
Well, and you know what's cuter? The fact that they call college uni.
Oh, it's so much cuter. Or, like, they call vacation holiday.
Yeah,
it's
I'm
so
gonna
cute.
go on holiday with my family.
Oh my god, their like British slang is so much better. I love watching
cute.
Love Island UK, and it's like, oh, they're so fit, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm obsessed with that.
Oh.
No, like, and their television's better. We do television wrong because everyone is so obsessed with becoming famous. I feel like in other countries, people actually care about finding love and not being influencers after.
Yeah. Well, and I think that, like in other countries too, they focus so much more on like just living and not just working. And that's something else they find strange, is that we like work so much.
Yeah, we work so much. We don't have most companies don't have paternity leave. Maternity leave is very small. Some places, I think this might be changed now. Some places don't have like leave for parents who are adopting, and that's weird.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just overall jobs and work, and like sick days. Like, in other countries, you can just call in a sick day, I feel like.
Yeah.
I'm sure some places might not be great because there's always going to be I just feel like there has to be bad places to work in other countries. Like, not to the extent of ours, because they probably have better regulations on what bosses can and cannot say to you, or like can or cannot do.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I saw this TikTok last night. I don't remember the user, but it was this girl, like, reenacting, like, something that happened in, like, her service job. And they were saying to everybody that if people didn't continue to keep the plug in the sink to stop food from going down and stop putting food in the sink, they were going to take $30 off of everyone's paycheck from everyone who was working that day, and that's illegal.
Oh my god.
And they were trying to say it was a company policy, and like, as long as, and like trying to get everyone to sign it because that's how like they can do that. And it's like, just because you say it's company policy doesn't mean it's legal. And I was like, literally? Like, people are horrible. I got abused in high school, like, at the food industry.
Well, that reminds me, though, that I think one of the reasons, so guys, little life update. Pretty sure we have a new job, both of us.
Together.
Working at a restaurant on the canal. And I'm like, I think one of the reasons, too, why I'm excited is because working on the canal at a little cafe makes me feel like I'm in Paris or something.
No, it makes, no, and
I'm
like,
am I Ladybug?
Yeah, and not to say too much, I don't want to jinx us getting it or whatnot, but we're pretty confident we got it, along with our other friends. I actually just sent Laura the information this morning.
Yay! I heard her last night. I was in my room and I just heard her say something about it, and I was like,
well, and then Lauren came in and was like, hey, Autumn, can you send Laura the information? And I was like, yeah, I'll do it. And I did it this morning. I texted her to make sure she wanted it, and I sent it to her. She'll definitely get hired. I think none of us are officially hired, but I'm gonna expect a call over like spring break or something.
It's gonna be so fun.
No, but my thing is I'm excited, and I feel like this is the fact that I'm excited about this is so sad as an like probably for other people from other countries to hear, but I'm sad, like I'm excited because I feel like I've just met the owner and I already can tell he cares about his employees. Mm-hmm. And like he pays so much, over double minimum, like guaranteed over double minimum here.
That makes me wonder, like in other countries, what the minimum wage is.
Is that even like,
is that a thing? Do they have a minimum?
I don't understand. Like, I don't understand how paying works. I just know they probably get paid better, even though they probably get taxed more with all their stuff. But I'll get taxed more if I don't have to worry about getting all that stuff on my own.
Well,
you know?
and I'm also like, how do prices compare? Because obviously, like in other countries, like, is it, yeah, England, euros. Like, how does that compare to our money?
I don't know. I don't know.
I have a few things that are about, like, what they find weird about how Americans act in public.
Okay, I've heard some of these. You can go on.
The first thing, we're loud.
Yeah, we are.
It says people outside of the USA don't hang out in public or let other people into their business on public transport.
I agree with that. I think it's weird.
Well, and then Americans talk to strangers. They said the thing people don't do in other countries, talking about and sharing your life with complete strangers.
Y'all are doing it right, just so you know. Like,
yeah, this is all stuff where I'm like, this is how I live my life.
And I'm like an extrovert who like will do this stuff in the right situation, but it's always been weird to me. Like, I like will talk to someone in like a party setting, you know? But like I would go to amusement parks and my mom or my aunt would just talk to the people in front or behind us and was like, can you stop?
Yeah.
Like, I'm embarrassed. Like, can you stop? Like, not even about what they were saying, just that they were doing it. Like, they didn't say anything embarrassing. It's just the fact that they did it embarrassed me.
Oh, yeah. And then there's this. It says, we complain too much. People complaining that their food isn't ready in 30 seconds, complaining that they pay late fees on their bills, complain the stores aren't laid out how they want to, etc. Like, damn.
We have multiple episodes of us just complaining.
It says the entitlement is everywhere, and I have to say that's probably facts. Like,
no, yeah.
100%.
No, it is. And I can we can own up to it. And there's people who are worse than us, but we're entitled about certain things. And I realize that. And I'm so sorry we're like that, you guys.
Yeah. Oh my God. Another thing is that apparently in other countries they don't drive as much.
Yeah, public transportation is a bigger thing.
Which I'm like, yeah.
They're terrifying drivers, though. They scare me.
Here's the thing, though, is I probably like a lot of these things so much because it reminds me of, like, New York and stuff and bigger cities.
Yeah. I get that. I miss New
Clothing
York.
quirks. We're a little too patriotic.
Oh, yeah,
Flags
yeah.
everywhere. I agree.
No, it's super weird that we're that patriotic. I was reading on Reddit earlier that in some other countries, raising your country's flag on, like, I think it was like, unless it was like the World Cup or like a few like specific things, that it's considered to show support for racism and fascism in other countries. Like if you raise your country's flag, like,
Well, and I
just
think,
on any given day.
I think this one is interesting because it says we don't let go of our past. They said identifying as your heritage instead of your nationality. Americans will say they're Italian, German, Polish, etc. when they don't speak the language and have no real connection to those countries anymore. And that's so true.
No, and I agree. Because Jalen will constantly like joke about his, and he'll be like, "Well, I'm Italian," and I'm like, "Yeah, like way back, my family was like, I didn't grow like my dad. I could have seen my dad when he was growing up calling himself Italian. He grew up in a very Italian Catholic family with like 7 brothers and like a lot of brothers and sisters, and maybe that's just me stereotyping Italians because I've been to Italy, but y'all hate Americans, which understandable. So I did not talk to many of you.
Yeah, well, and it's just like if you have that connection, it makes sense. But if you literally are just one of those people where you're like, yeah, I have German in me, fuck off.
Yeah, like I have, and when I was at the place yesterday, yesterday morning interviewing with the guy, the owner, he was like, "Oh, are you Italian?" Because like people can see my last name and know that I'm Italian, like if they know anything about. And I was like, "Yes, my last name's Italian. Like I guess technically I am, but like I'm like the first person to say like no. Like I wish I could say I was Italian, but like I don't know anything about their like culture and stuff."
Okay, so I moved to Buzzfeed because they have ones that are more fun.
Yeah.
So this first one I think is so true, and
oh my God, I'm excited.
I don't really think about either, but it makes sense. It says American accents. I mean, everyone thinks their own accent is normal, but I've met Americans who think that they have no accent, like theirs is the baseline somehow. I'm like, that's so true. Like I always think like I am the template, you know?
No. I agree. When I was growing up, I had an online friend from Australia, and we used to like Skype and stuff, and me and him would always argue about who had an accent, and I was so convinced I did not have an accent. And you know what, I think I was talking to Mel about this the other day, and I think what it is we just sound so generic in the Midwest. Like we have, and that's why a lot of newscasters are from the Midwest, because ours is, people say it's easier to understand, which I disagree. But I guess I could see that. But just because other people have more definitiveness to their accent and can be like distinguished more, it feels like we don't have accents. And so it's weird that we think that because we have a Midwestern accent. But when people do a Midwestern accent, I'm like, that is not what I sound like. That is not what I sound like. I get so upset because people, and that's what people make fun of the most too, is our accents. And I was like, oh, can't you guys make fun of the South or something?
That's so weird. Okay, this one is similar to what we were talking about earlier with jobs, but it's like asking everyone, what do you do when you first meet them? I live outside the U.S. and realize there are some people I've known for years and I still don't know their job. That's so weird. But I think, I personally love that, and I think that's just the fact that I have no earth in my big 3.
I hate that. No. Because, okay, for me, I don't like it because I like to believe that everyone is working in something they're passionate in. And that is just, because that is just what I want to do. And that's what I hope that a lot of our generation does, instead of just settling for something just to like have a livable income, which is really sad that we have to jeopardize something we care about for that kind of thing. But which is understandable because I did not grow up very financially stable. You've known this. We've talked about this on the podcast. So, like, money is definitely a thing that does matter, like, especially here because we don't have those, like, that help for the most part, from the government to help us live, just like the basic necessities of life. So that would be sad for me because I love hearing about what people are doing. Like, sometimes it can be a little annoying and sometimes I just want to chill like that. Like, I get that. But, like, what else do you talk about? Like, we're so, especially at our age, we're, like, in that grind mindset. So we're always talking about our 2 or 3 jobs. Like, literally everyone I know has at least 2 jobs. If not 3.
Just college things.
Jennifer is about to have, like, what, 4 or 5, I feel like? She has so much shit going on.
I think she has 4 right now.
Yeah, and she's about to start working with us, too.
Yeah. That's insane. Well, the fact that we're gonna have 3 jobs, I'm like, that's gross.
That's so gross, but, like, I don't have the money to, like, live, especially with gas prices.
Gas prices.
It was $4.30 yesterday.
In general. Even before gas went up, it's like, it was
already
hard.
bad. And it was already going to go up with the weather.
Speaking of, like, money things, though, a lot of these are just talking about healthcare and, like, ambulance rides that cost money.
Oh, my God, giving birth.
Giving birth, yep, that's one. It says one way or another, most of the world does not have that problem. Okay.
Yeah, they just don't. And it's ridiculous.
Ooh. And this one, actively avoiding healthcare visits or checkups because if there's something wrong and you don't have the money to pay for treatment, then you'd rather just not know.
Yeah.
Dude, I've been having... Oh my God, I'm sorry. Mic drop. I've been having a lot of stomach trouble, just like... And not even around that time of the month, but just in general, like, really bad. And I'm kind of like, I feel like I might have... And I'm not just saying this. Like, I'm not trying to self-diagnose, but I feel like I might have endometriosis.
No idea what it is.
It's basically a stomach issue.
Okay.
In summary. There's more in-depth stuff
but yeah.
online. Whatever.
We don't have to.
But I kind of feel like I might have an issue, or, like, have that. But I'm like, I am not going to go through the process of, one, trying to find out if I have it or not, because it's actually really hard to get diagnosed for it. And then also, money.
Yeah, and along the same lines, I have something to say about this and then something else to say. Also, doctors don't believe women. So women just won't go to the doctors because they don't help them because they don't believe us when we're in pain. That is very common here. Mm-hmm. And it's like one of the many reasons I prefer just to go to women, but even some women don't listen to other women, like, because they just go with, like, what they're told to do, like, in their jobs. But along the same lines with dental, my teeth are fucked, okay? Like, my mom has, like, a gum disease, so, and I almost got a gum disease a few years ago, and, like, I've had some teeth really badly chipped, but I've not been to the dentist in so long. I don't know if I have dental insurance. I don't really have the money to get it, and I just haven't been, like, and that's, like, really sad, but I just don't have it, and my teeth are fucked, but they're not falling out, like,
exactly.
my mouth's not in pain, so...
Yeah, it's to that point where I'm like, I'm still living. Yeah,
like, I'm surviving, so it must not be that big of a deal. And that's just the mindset. And, like, not only that, but it takes time to do that.
Yeah.
And then finding a place that you trust, because not all dentists, not all doctors are created equally. When I was in high school, I was having an allergic reaction, and I eventually did go to an allergist and find out what it was, but I didn't know it was an allergic reaction. And I went to a couple different places and got 3 different diagnoses because I had to keep going because they kept giving me meds and, like, steroids, and, like, it would clear up, but then it would just happen again. Because no one knew what it was. So we were spending all this money on medication, and then all these places were telling me wrong things. And then we went to the emergency room because we're like, we don't know what else to do at this point. And then they tried to charge my mom extra because it wasn't an emergency, they said. Even though it had been going on multiple months.
Well,
and we were freaking out. And my face was, like, huge. It looked like I was always crying. It was puffy. It was red. It was itchy.
Well, and it's like what defines an emergency to you might not be, like, an emergency to other people. Like, you can't blame someone for panicking.
Yeah, and, like, the whole time I just had to feel bad because I knew my mom didn't have the money for all these, like, what are they called when you go in and you have, like, it's like a down payment, like, before your doctor visit, and then your insurance will cover the rest. What is that called? There's a word for it.
I don't know. I don't go to the doctor.
But you guys know what I'm talking about if you're from America. Other countries probably don't have it.
Here's another thing, and this is something I'm like, yeah. It says, willingly putting yourself massively in debt for a college degree. I came from a place with free university education, which has its own drawbacks, of course, but the fact that you can make such a huge, life-altering decision at 17 and it's considered normal over there, that seems
It's considered expected over here.
That seems downright bizarre to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's insane. I don't know if it's, like, France or England, but, like, they graduate and then they have 2 years where they're expected not to do anything and just to travel and like, figure out who they are.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Gap years are so frowned upon here.
They are, and it's annoying because I'm like, I wish I would have had more time in between high school and college to just really figure myself out. And granted, I could have, but also my scholarships wouldn't allow me to. So I didn't have that opportunity.
And again, for reference, so we're completing a 5-year program, so we'll have 1 year of grad school after, and we'll be taking some grad classes as seniors next year. But I recently had a group of grad students in one of my classes doing like a little panel, and we were asking them certain questions, and we did ask them stuff about grad school, and they all took gaps in between. And just in my head, I'm like, wish I could do that without worrying about interest building while I'm in grad school. Like, it's not building right now, thank God, because of the freeze, and it got moved further into May now, so that's cool for us. So our loans aren't building interest right now. But they're all like, yeah, I recommend taking gap year. I was like, I wish I didn't have to worry about, like, paying all this stuff. Yeah. Otherwise, I might have thought about it, but, like, also I like school and I like to procrastinate. So another year to figure out what the fuck I'm doing with my life. Thanks. Appreciate it.
No, for real. Okay. I have, like, 3 more that I think are good.
Okay.
So this one says not putting the final price on the tag. I'm not sure whether it's still like this, but a few years ago, one never knew whether the $1 item in McDonald's or Burger King was actually $1 or maybe $1.08.
This makes me so angry.
It's so annoying.
Just put the tax in.
Yeah.
And Jalen got really upset. So you know how the standard is 7%?
Yeah.
Well, we were at Agent Herbert and he noticed they do 9%.
It depends on where you are.
It's so weird.
Because, like, so my hometown, it's 7, but if you go 20 minutes away, it's 8.
Wow.
Yeah.
The standard in Indiana, I think, is 7, though. Mm-hmm. So that's interesting.
And this one, toilet stalls where not only can people peek inside, but an adult person could crawl into your cubicle. There is so much space under the door.
Yeah, no, I hate our stalls. I always try to go to the buildings on campus that have the all gender bathrooms because they're like single stalls, or like they're single rooms. Like there's a sink and a toilet and all the stuff for one bathroom, and you lock the door. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, speaking of, so literally, I think it was Monday. I had someone peek in under my stall.
Someone peeked under your stall?
Yep. Like, she was trying to see if someone was in there, and she was just fully peeking, and I was like, can you not see my shoes?
Yeah.
And then when I walked out, she didn't even apologize or anything. And this was an older woman.
I fucking hate old women. I love y'all, but fuck you. Like, you guys have, like, no boundaries. Like, and I feel so violated.
She was very well in her 50s, and I was just like, are you seriously gonna look... Not, like, if she would have apologized and just been like, oh, I, like, couldn't see if there was shoes or whatever.
But also, she could have just tapped the door to see if it was locked.
Or knock. Like,
I don't know. I feel like it's pretty obvious when someone's in a stall and when they're not, especially like I don't know. I just feel like it's pretty obvious.
Well, and I was just like, I felt violated too because I was like, I think since it was a woman in my head, I was like, it's whatever. But I'm like, it's still wrong, even if it is a woman.
Yeah, no, I would still feel violated. And like that's the thing. So, a big thing that lesbians and bisexual people would say, like, oh, men sexualize women so much. Like, I'm attracted to women. I don't do that to them. I'm not creepy to them. Like, blah, 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 blah. Like, it is still creepy if someone of your same gender does it.
Yeah. It's
like
so creepy. Speaking of, like, sexualizing. So, this one, I think, is so accurate.
Okay.
And something that, like, I didn't really think of until now. Insane violence in entertainment is normal, but show one boob and people lose their shit.
Yeah.
That's so true.
You'll literally see someone's head get bashed. And I've watched 3 or 4 movies in the past week where someone got their head bashed in, and I don't watch those types of movies.
No.
But I do get, like, I feel bad, but I roll my eyes when I see boobs out because I'm just like, I know this director is just a creep because that's just the only way it happens in America is when the directors are creeps.
Well, and I listen to this podcast, it's where they do recaps on One Tree Hill, it's Drama Queens, which has, like, 3 of the girls that were on the show, and they'll talk about how, oh yeah, we had to wear... Like, there was one scene where one of the girls had to pull off her shirt because she was, like, in the show, she was, like, he was, like, take that shirt off or go home as, like, switch your shirt, but she just took it off and, like, exposed her bra. And the girl, she was like, I knew they just wanted to sexualize me, so what I did is wear the ugliest, rattiest, childish bra that I could find. That way it was like, well, at least it's not, like, over-sexualizing me. I don't know.
But yeah, that's funny. I love that.
I know, I'm like, good for you, because
men
are gross.
I don't have a problem with nudity in movies. Like, that is fine. But it's always overtly obvious that it's just them sexualizing.
And typically it's women.
It's women. They... At most, we'll see, like, a guy's ass.
And that's the thing, too. It's, like, women are so over-sexualized in America, whereas in other countries, I feel like they just embrace sexuality, whether you're a man or a woman, so then it's not, like, this crazy thing.
Yeah, like, no, it's, like, a whole thing. It's, like, a whole thing, like, it to the point where, like, celebrities, like, which I don't not agree with this, but, like, Zendaya, she has, like, a no nudity contract with Euphoria. So we will never see a nude scene of Zendaya because, like, that will do something to her reputation as an actress and as a celebrity.
Well, and in general, too, from what I've seen of Euphoria, like, it is a good show, but I'm just, like, do we really need to have these shows that have so much sexualization and are so provocative?
Yeah, like, I've been saying this with, like, gay characters, and I'm going to say the same thing about, like, nudity. I want movie characters to happen to be gay. Like, being gay should not be their whole thing. The same thing with nudity. Like, why can't we just have some nudity without it being sexualized? It's not a thing in America. Someone is going to sexualize it. And, like, make it known. Like,
and fetishize it.
It's like when Millie Bobby Brown turned 18, everyone's like, she's legal now. I'm not a pedophile anymore. Like, bro, you're disgusting.
I was listening
you're disgusting.
to But Am I Wrong? And one of the girls was talking about how they'll do different, like, countdowns for celebrities turning 18. And it's just so gross and so scary. Like, it's so scary to be a woman in America.
Yeah, I remember when Billie Eilish turned 18 and she finally, like, started showing off her body a little bit more because that wasn't like her thing. It was a huge thing. Somehow it was everyone's business what she did with her own life.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't understand.
No, I never will.
No, like, I don't understand how people care that much about other people's bodies. I don't understand.
And why men can be so disgusting.
Yeah, and again, because we have to say this, apparently. Not all men,
Yeah.
but enough to say men generally.
Yeah.
Enough to say men generally. And women are bitches too. Women be shaming other people all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like really sad, and like you have to train yourself out of it because we do just grow up where that's so common.
Yeah.
And it's sad. It's sad that I had to go to middle school, wake up late, and not put makeup on. Like, before makeup was even really that big, and like it is now. And my best friend of 7 years said, "You look disgusting and tired," when I didn't have makeup on in the 7th grade. Like, that's not necessarily a body thing, but it's a image thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that shouldn't be a thing that another girl would say to another girl.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know. It's just, it makes me feel certain ways and makes me upset.
Yeah, I agree.
So, fuck you bitches who do that.
Yeah. Body
So,
shamers.
yeah. Just be nice. Like,
Yeah. Point in summary of the episode, we need to move.
yeah, we need to move. I've considered moving to Canada a lot of times, but they got their own shit that they gotta deal with.
Canadians kind of weird me out.
I used to feel the same way, but now all of the beauty YouTubers I like are from Canada, and they just feel so genuine to me. So that gives me the impression that Canadians are just more genuine people. But also it'd be so cold up there, and I could not.
Yeah.
I hate the cold.
Not my thing.
Yeah, and
No thanks.
Yeah, no thank you. No thanks.
Yeah,
But yeah. America's fucked.
yeah. That's another thing. Yeah. We're fucked.
Yeah. So, and I don't know if there's repairing at this point. Because now anything that could repair a lot of these things are political for whatever reason.
Well, on that note.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. But you guys have a good week. And we will talk to you guys soon.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.